Hey everybody, it is Fun Friday again, and it is 9 o'clock, and we are ready to introduce another stitch on our road to 100 stitches. Tonight's stitch is super fun. It's going to end up making a sweater. I'm excited to show this to you. We've learned the spike stitch. The spike stitch is part of this stitch. This is one that is going to be better if you change colors. So I'm going to show you how to change colors when we do it, because it makes the pattern stand out. And it's one of those ones where when you make the pattern stand out, you actually see the image that you're trying to make. Tonight's stitch is called the Larksfoot stitch. The Larksfoot stitch is sometimes called the Lark's spur. Here is part of the sweater that we're going to end up making. And as you can see, I've changed the colors, and you can see the actual foot. The lark's bird is what it's supposed to be the image of. And the foot coming down. There's the spike stitch that we learned last week. You can see those spike stitches, those elongated double crochets coming down into those next rows. So that's why we learned that on the last Fun Friday. So on this Fun Friday, we're going to look at the lark stitch. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to start at the very beginning. And I've already crocheted my chain to get us ready. So here is my chain, all the chain and the tension the same all the way down. When you are starting the lark's foot, it is absolutely vital for it to work, since it's a multi-stitch pattern, to chain in groups of 4. So it doesn't matter how long your chain is, whether you're making a sweater or a skirt. This is even a good one for a skirt. You need to make sure that every lark's foot has 4 chains. So you need to chain 16, or you need to chain 40, or you need to chain 48, or you need to chain 80 if it's a blanket, because you have to have groups of 4 when you're chaining. So keep that in mind. The basic pattern is a 3 double crochets, then you're going to chain and slip stitch, and then you're going to repeat all the way down the front row. So that's the beginning of how this starts off. Make your chain. Again, make sure you have groups of 4. We're going to double crochet in this first, let me see how I want to say this to you. Okay, when you are making a chain and you turn to start a double crochet chain on the front row, these first 3 chains right here make a double crochet, if that makes sense. We haven't gone over that in previous videos, I don't think, but when you are starting a row 1 and the first one is a double crochet, there is your double crochet, that chain right there. So when you're starting here, when it says make 3 double crochets in the first row, there's 1. Then you're going to put 1 in the 4th chain over. So there's 2. See how that first chain 3 makes a double crochet? Then you're going to chain or double crochet into that next chain, and that makes your 3. So we haven't gone over that in previous videos, but if you're making a pattern based on double crochet being your first stitch on the first row, you're going to chain 3 to make that first double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1 and skip that next chain. You're going to double crochet into the next one over. Make sure you leave that space there. Double crochet again into the next one. Double crochet again into the next one. Then chain 1 and skip a V. 3 double crochets go into the next V's. And chain 1. Skip a V. Again, 3 double crochets. and chain one. So you're going to have these groups of 3 double crochets, a space, 3 double crochets, a space, 3 double crochets, a space. Now you see why it's absolutely vital that when you're making the starting chain to your project that you do it in groups of 4, because there is your group of 4, 3 and 1. That's making your group of 4 right there. 3 double crochets and a space with that chain is 4. So every 4 you're going to get one of those groups made, and so that's why you have to, on that first chain, have a multiple of 4 starting out. I'm going to go ahead and let you finish your row out, and then we'll join back in on row number 2 and progress. Okay, so now we have gone all the way down our chain. Our whole chain is groups of 4, where we've done the 3 double crochets and then the chain 1 and then the 3 double crochets and then the chain 1. So it looks like that now. We're at our end and we're ready to turn around and go back. So we're going to chain 2 to make our turn. Now I want you to think of the pattern in groups of 3, because after we're off that first row, the 4 kind of goes out of the picture, and I want you to think in terms of 3. This is a group of 3, this is a group of 3, this is a group of 3. So every group that we make from here on out is going to be a group of 3. So I want you to kind of like change your mind into that mindset. We are going to go back across and do the exact same thing we just did. So every stitch that we made is going to get the exact same stitch in it. So that chain we've turned is like having a double crochet. That's a double crochet, so we're going to double crochet in it. This is a double crochet, so we're going to double crochet in it. We skipped there, so we're going to chain 1 and skip again right there. This is 3 double crochets, so we're going to put 3 double crochets. You're just exactly copying the row that you did before. Mirror image, just the same way, working the groups of 3, 3 double crochets and a skip, 3 double crochets and a skip. When you skip, make sure you're chaining 1 and work all the way back across row number 2, repeating just exactly what you did in row number 1. I'm going to show you here what that is going to look like. It should be looking like that. Just everything you did in the first row, you're going to turn around and mirror right back into the second row. I'm going to give you some time to get that row done, and then we'll check back in. Okay, so now we have done our row 2, and we have mirrored row 1 all the way back. Just exactly the same pattern. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, all the way down to row 2. So we've done our chain, we've done our first row, we've done our second row. Now we're ready for third row. This is where the actual Larksfoot takes hold. This is also where we are going to change colors. So let me grab a new color here. And we're going to use orange next, as far as the sweater that I'm making. So we grab our new color, and we're going to pull it into our pattern here. And get ready to make our next row. All right, so this row is where it gets different. This is where we're actually going to do the Larksfoot. So we've set ourselves up and we're good to go. We've got our double crochets and our stitches. So we're going to chain 3 to start our new row. Now, we're thinking in groups of 3. The 3 that we want to work in are these 3 right here. The double crochet, the skip, and the double crochet. So what we want to do is chain another one, because we're going to skip this crochet right here. We're going to double crochet into this one. So double crochet into that last double crochet of the 3. Then we're going to do the elongated double crochet stitch, which is what we learned last Friday, the spike stitch. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go down into the second hole, and we're going to bring it back up through and finish out our double crochet. Now, some things to work on this, on the elongated double crochet, the spike stitch that you're putting in this pattern. Always remember to keep them uniform in size. You want to keep this spike stitch just as tall as your double crochets that are next to it. Again, we're thinking in terms of 3 when we work across here. So this next double crochet, we're going to double crochet in it again. And then we're going to chain 1. When we chain 1, we're skipping 1. We're working in these 3 here. It's a double crochet, an elongated spike, and a double crochet. So double crochet, the spike stitch down into the second hole, and then the double crochet. We skip the next stitch, and when we skip, we chain. Then we come to the next group of 3 around the hole, so double crochet, an elongated spike stitch, and then a double crochet. Going to skip the center guy, so chain 1. There's the next 3 for the setup, double crochet, elongated spike stitch, and then a double crochet. Okay, I'm going to go back and let you look at that. There is your lark's foot. It's starting to look like the foot of a bird. There's the spike stitch going down into the middle and the double crochets. There's your group of 3 with a space, group of 3 with a space, just like we had down here. And that is a lark's foot. So I'm going to let you finish that out across row 3, and then we'll check back in. So as we've seen, that is the lark stitch. It's a pretty easy stitch. I'll show you a project that I'm working on that has the lark stitch in it. It is this right here. This is going to turn out to be a sweater. By the end of this video, I will show you the completed sweater, and it will be up for grabs. It's going to be a piece that will be sold in my shop. So if you are interested in buying it, by all means, let me know. But here's what the lark stitch looks like when you're mid-project. So here I'm mid-project. I just did a double crochet there. I'm going to do the elongated double crochet here. I'm going to put a double crochet in this one. Then I'm going to chain 1. Then I'm going to find my next area, which right here I'm working 3 across the hole. So there's going to be 1 in that stitch, then an elongated stitch down the 2 holes of that, and then a regular double crochet into this one, skipping that middle double crochet and chaining 1, working across these 3 right here, double crochet here, elongated double crochet in the next one of the 2 holes, double crochet into this one, chain 1 to skip that center one, double crochet in this one here, double crochet elongated into the 2 holes there, double crochet in the top of this one, and again a chain 1 to skip 1, double crochet. So you can see how it ends up making the long piece. Now on that next row going across, you're just going to double crochet in every double crochet and chain wherever there's a space, and that's going to make the second row of those Larksfoot images when you're actually mid-project like that. So earlier you saw what it was like to start the first 2 rows. This is what it was like in mid-project, what it looks like. And then here, let me show you what the sweater ends up looking like. Okay, so showing you the sweater now that it's all done. I did add a few little embellishments. As you can see here in the sleeves, there's a yellow corner added for some darting. Across the front, there is this white finish. The edging is just a border, like a blanket border, where we do the 5 double crochets and the single crochet. So there is the finished sweater. I'll see if I can lay this out so you guys can kind of see it all completed, and then I'll put a picture on there of somebody wearing it so you guys can see it on somebody as well. But there's the finished sweater. That's the lark stitch. That's something you can do with it should you want to learn to make clothes or do that. The front and back is both finished in the lark stitch. The sleeves are the lark stitch. It's sewn together with seams, And then also on the top, if you'll look through the embellishment of the collar, it's still the lark stitch. We just didn't change colors. So I hope you enjoy this stitch. It's really fun. It looks really fun, especially changing those colors and seeing those bird's feet go down into the previous rows with that spike stitch that's included in it. I'll put the pattern on the page as well in the comments. And happy new stitch for Friday. Have a great weekend. Let us know if you make anything. Show us your pictures in the comments, and we will see you next time. Thank you.